the life of an entrepreneur, it's like, it's so crazy, especially if you travel for work. So it's like you come home, really, you get your bearings, like you really come home, just switch out your suitcase, get new clothes, sleep in your own bed for a couple days, and then you feel like you're off.
Where do I begin? I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind.
Hey everybody, welcome to No Holds Barred. I'm your host, Candice Bar. We have Chris with us.
Hey everyone, good to see you again. I'm glad to be back.
So this episode, we are going to talk about being an entrepreneur and traveling. So I travel heavily for my work. I try to mix in work and play. It can't all be work, right? So I travel a lot, as you know, Chris.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. I think that's an understatement.
I might be home like 1 week out of the month every month, or a week and a half out of the month every month. And I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. And last week, I'm going to call it, I was on a tour. So I was on a 10-day tour. And Chris was with me for a little bit of it.
Oh yeah. I made it out over to the East Coast with you.
Yes. So I went from Arizona to Miami to LA to San Diego to Idaho back to Arizona. And each location I was there for like 2 or 3 days each. So it was really bam, 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 bam. And Chris was with me in Miami.
Yes. Yeah. We had a great time in Miami, and we got a lot of cool things done when we were down there.
Yes. And we actually got to interview Coach Stormy Wellington, who is very well known. She's a top earner in an MLM company, and she coaches people, mostly females, on lifestyle and money and all the things. So she's a wealth of knowledge. Definitely really interesting story.
Make sure you guys watch the episode. It's Luxe Life with Candice Bar, exclusive interview with Stormy Wellington. Make sure you watch it.
What did you think about her interview? What did you think about her story?
Well, first off, just to learn that she came from such a difficult background, but I mean, now she's like leading a multi-million-dollar empire. It's, I mean, to say it's inspiring, I feel is like a disservice. That's just too little of something to say about her story. I mean, without giving away too much, because we want you guys to go check out that interview. I do want to say that it covers a really broad span of her life. You get to learn just what is her driving force, what really makes her, tick, and what led to her success to this day. And also a lot of other fun little tidbits I felt like that, between you two, and just really great, just conversation and banter, if you will.
Yeah, I think we have really good synergy. And it is. Because with all guests, since I started my show, or since I've been interviewing people, I had Luxe Life. I don't even know how long. I think it's been 7, 8 years now. Since I started the show, and this is how I still run it. Like, I never do research on any of my guests. So whatever you hear from my guest is you're hearing it first, and I'm hearing it first as well. I never want to know more information than the listeners and viewers. So same thing with her. I didn't look her up or do any research prior to the interview. So hearing a lot of her story and her journey was like quite, I wouldn't say shocking, but it was eye-opening.
Yes,
and
very.
How it just showcased to me how it's really important to use negative situations or things that may have happened to you, or fury, or whatever emotion you have, use that as fuel for a positive.
I mean, and that's literally her story. Like, she took that negative, and I mean, like, there's plenty of people who let the negative just beat them down. They just take it and let it, sink them down like a stone, but she took that negative and flipped it, and, she used it more like a flotation device. She rose to the top with it because it gave her, I feel like, I mean, just from hearing the story, from being there at the interview and just absorbing what we heard, it seems like it really gave her a frame of mind to, pit things against, where it's just like, well, it's this one way, but it could be this, this, and this.
Very inspiring, very motivating.
Yes.
I would
Yes.
say, like, you can use things that have happened to you or whatever negatives in your life as an excuse, or you can use it as a reason. So that's for you to choose. So, but that was good. So then from Miami, then you came back, you went back to LA.
Yep.
From Miami, I went to I went to LA. I went to LA for a friend's wedding, and I stayed in Palos Verdes, which, I lived in LA for 20 years, and I always slept on Palos Verdes. I think people in LA sleep on Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes is beautiful. It doesn't even seem like you're in Los Angeles. It almost looks like you're in Orange County.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So Chris, you need to go to Palos Verdes.
I'm like, all right. As soon as Katie gets back, we're going.
It's so beautiful. It's so nice, and people are sleeping on that. So I was there for a little bit, and I will say, like, even when I lived in LA, like, I totally forgot it because there's so much to do in Los Angeles, like
That's
LA proper.
For real.
Yeah, like, I still haven't got through everything.
And how many years have you lived there, right? Like,
I was there for 20 years. Like, LA proper alone, like just LA proper is like, you'll never get through it.
No, impossible.
But yeah, shout out to Palos Verdes. I stayed at a resort called Terranea, which a lot of people were telling me about years prior. And I just never went. And it was actually really nice. They were very accommodating, and it was a really nice experience. And the wedding was really beautiful, and it was all good. And then from the wedding, I had a meeting, a couple meetings in Los Angeles for work related stuff. Then I went down to San Diego for 4 more meetings. And I also saw my uncle, and then
Gotta see him while you're down there.
Yeah, gotta do that. And then from there, I went to Idaho, and I actually had a meeting in Idaho, and I was looking at property in Idaho, and then I came back to Arizona.
Now, how long are you in Arizona now for? Until you leave again?
I've been in Arizona. It's so crazy. I've been in Arizona for like, I think a week now, and I have to go to LA. So my Canadian friends are flying to Scottsdale for a couple days. Then from here, we're gonna go to LA together for 5 days.
Nice.
So yeah. So I'll be in LA next week. I think the week after. The week after.
One of these weeks coming up.
Yeah, but just the life of an entrepreneur, it's like, it's so crazy, especially if you travel for work. So it's like you come home, really, you get your bearings. Like, you really come home, just switch out your suitcase, get new clothes, sleep in your own bed for a couple of days, and then you're off.
I mean, I only had a little taste of that when when we were going for the filming and everything, but it was fun. It was exciting. It's always fun to go to new places and just see what's around there, check out the local cuisine, or whatever's the local sightseeing. Because I mean, like you said, you can't. While it is for work, although you have to have a little bit of play. You gotta treat yourself.
Life will be so boring. Like, you have to try to fit in like some play in there. So
yes.
But like I always say this, like, when people complain, especially entrepreneurs complain about things, I'm like, you signed up for this. This is the life that you signed up for.
Yeah, that's so true.
So this is what you asked for. This is what you're getting. So you should be thankful and not complaining about it.
Yeah,
it can get taxing. It can.
Absolutely. I mean, the time zone changes. Just dealing.
Oh
You're dealing with a constant stream of people throughout the days. I mean, just trying to find a moment for yourself and all that hecticness, it's hard. So I guess I can see why some people complain, but like you said, you signed up for it.
Like, you have to find a way to be able to deal with it. So like, and all the meetings I was having, they're all completely different meetings about completely different things. So like, the different sections of your brain going off with everything. Yeah, like when I was in San Diego, like, I had a meeting with one person about one thing, and I had a meeting with someone about something completely different, nothing to do with the other thing. And it's like, you have to be able to function like that.
Hop on all the levels.
Your capacity has to be quite large.
Yeah, that is for sure. Yeah.
You just you have a good team, and then you kind of you make it happen.
That's the bottom line. You don't let anything stop you. You get it done. You set a goal and you make it happen. That's how we do it around these parts.
And then it's really interesting too, because again, like most I've talked about before, like I went vegan in January, and like so I travel with all of my food because I can't rely on every place to have what I need or what I want. So like I'm traveling with like to-go protein powder. I'm traveling with bananas, blueberries, cans of black beans, can opener. Like I have all my spices. I got it. Like there's nothing. I have my lemon squeezer, lemons. Like I'm good to go. like I'm Instacarting food to the hotel. Like you gotta stay on it, and then also working out on top of that.
Hey, I mean, well, at least that's the one thing about the hotels. At least they have great gyms.
Yes. So it's like you have to. I explained this to someone on the plane. They're like, "Wow, that's a really great way to look at things." I'm like, would you ever miss home? And my answer was, wherever I am is where my home is. So you really have to be your home.
It's like the Cowboys used to say, wherever they lay their head, that's where their home is.
That's right. So that's kind of just the life of a traveling entrepreneur. And I realize every entrepreneur doesn't have that lifestyle. However, that is my lifestyle. And like, I could not imagine like it not being like that. That is how I designed it to be.
You answered my question. I was going to say, I'm like, can you imagine not traveling around like that? Can you imagine just, staying in one place? I'm like,
no, I get super bored. Like I got to go. And it's really interesting because, most Americans, I think we talked about this before, Chris, like most Americans, I think the statistics are like 65% of Americans have never left the state they were born in.
Which is mind-blowing.
So crazy.
Mind-blowing.
Crazy. That's like really putting your head underneath the sand and like not wanting to see anything.
Yes. Like, I mean, it makes you like, if you even kind of consider that, like, just a possibility, like, I don't know. I to put it bluntly, I thought that, maybe my bubble wasn't the biggest. I mean, but when I come to think about it, I've lived, in like, the Southeast. I've lived now out in California. I've come from Jersey. I've lived in Vegas for a bit. But
you lived in the South?
Yeah, I went to school in Georgia.
Yes.
So it's just like, I like when I hear people who are like, "Oh, I've never left my home state." I'm like, wait, what? Maybe my bubble isn't as small as I thought. Like,
that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Like, how can you not want to go out and venture and just go see the world? I mean, like, there's so many things just to do and see and try. And I mean, like, hell, I mean, just food alone could be a motivator for some people. Like, yeah. And, I mean, I don't know. I could go on and on, but it kind of gets me almost a little annoyed where I'm like, go out, travel, go do things, explore, see, like, you have to expand your mind. You have to do this because it's just like staying in that one space. That's just cultivating ignorance. And I was
just going to say I call that, it's a willful ignorance.
Yes. That's all it is because, I mean, you're not willing to see what else is out there. There's way more than that, past your back door, like,
100%. Like if you want to stay stagnant, do that. But that's just not how we roll. And I was going to say, I'm going to give some travel tips for other entrepreneurs that travel heavily the way that I do. Here are some of my travel tips. Bring vitamins.
Yeah.
Make sure you get sleep to be able to sustain. And you're having a morning daily practice. So you can continue doing that no matter what. Like I have cards I read every morning. Those come with me. Like those are coming with me. I have a journal I do every morning, whether I'm home or not. That's coming with me. I even like pack my own tea. I have tea that I like to have in the morning. That comes with me. Like I said, all my food that I normally eat, that's coming with me. That's packed with me.
That's the routine.
I even think
routine is part of it.
And honestly, like I actually I'm like, okay, this time I'm going to bring 2 pieces of luggage. Like I'm bringing my water machine with me. Like everything that I want that makes me comfortable as possible and like helps my day function at 100, that comes with me. So I'm not negotiating my wants and needs.
It makes a big difference too, to be able to have exactly, I mean, especially being vegan, there's definitely going to be some things where it's just like, you say you want just something. And if it becomes such a hassle to get it, that is another thing. It goes back to like what you said to somebody asking, how do you make it feel like home? Well, not being able to get stuff or not being able to whatever, that sure doesn't make it feel like
Right.
you're at home. Like that makes it feel worse. It makes you wish, oh, I wish I was home. I wish I had whatever,
Yes.
It
Well,
like
you have to be like really self-reliant and like self-sustaining.
Yeah.
So I think doing these practices and having things that make you comfortable or make you happy along with you, that really helps quite a bit. And I pack really well. Like another tip of mine is I pack really, really well. Like I don't bring any more than what I'm going to need. And I pack exactly I know what I'm going to need for those days. So that's
great.
exactly how I pack. And I pack everything is rolled neatly so you can fit more in the luggage. Like there's a method to this madness.
Hey, that's the way I do the same thing. I roll my jeans and everything up like a certain way.
Yeah. Even like with perfume, I'll always get like travel size perfumes just because like I know I'm traveling, so I just make my life easier. And again, I even have like a travel blender for my protein shakes. So like I just make your life easier. It does not have to be difficult. It's very doable. I do it all the time.
And I mean, these are however people want to take this, these are easy tips to follow. They're not hard, and they make a lot of difference. They really do. It makes you feel better when you're going to places, no matter how far you are from wherever you consider home. But it brings that little bit of homeliness to you.
Totally. And I would highly suggest if you're going to like different time zones, especially like really big different time zones, like I'm all about melatonin. Like if you can't sleep, like take some melatonin, go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I always
world, trust me. Yeah, just like I said, make your life easier. Do bring things with you that make you happy. Bring things with you that kind of like balance you out, even though I don't believe in that word. That kind of like mellow you out.
Yes.
And like help you kind of just get through your day, get through all the stuff.
So, I mean, when you're traveling, there's always going to be those annoyances and, stuff like that. So, like I said, the little things help, even if it's just like you're bringing a book with you and,
Totally.
You can put on some headphones and tune out at least everybody in the airport for, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Headphones are key. Headphones are key. And like, just again, like be like really there's nothing that I don't have with me. Like I got the Altoids, I got the gum, like I got you got all the stuff.
You have to. Like I even keep napkins in my book bag because there's been times where I'm like, oh, I wish I had a napkin. And I'm literally like, oh, I do.
Yes.
You never know when you're going to need something like that. It's
totally.
It comes in handy. And I mean, like the worst thing is when you're just like, kind of like left blowing in the breeze waiting for something or trying to get something, and it's just like you don't throw any wrenches in your own gears.
Yeah, also don't like hope that other places have what you need. Like example, like the south actually I wasn't even in the south. I was in Tennessee, but it's almost like being in the south. I'm just like I cannot handle the slowness. I cannot handle
definitely
I can't handle
pace.
That. I just cannot. So like I need to have I can't handle all that stuff. I need to be able to have my stuff right now. So yeah, just again making sure that like you're set is really the key.
Exactly.
But even when I wasn't vegan, I was still bringing I had this like I bring beef jerky. I bring all this other stuff, like because you don't know.
No, I mean, like you've told me the time you were stuck in the airport and everything was closed but a vending machine. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
and like even that was like, oh my god! I think that was a terrible. I think that was Atlanta. I think, I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta. It was a shit show.
Yeah, we've all had our own flight fun, but I'm like, we won't get into that.
But yeah, those are my tips for traveling, heavily traveling, or just traveling at all. Just make it easy on yourself. Bring your like morning routines. Bring what makes you comfortable. Like, just to have kind of like that peace of mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the less you have to worry about, the more you can focus on things that actually matter.
Yes, the important stuff, not the, oh no, did I bring my comb? You know, like,
Yes.
or are they gonna
Yes.
have a comb for me? You know,
Right. I need
my comb.
um, so I want to talk about a couple more things. Our book the book cover is almost done. So we're doing pre-sale for the book. So my book is coming
Yes.
out finally, Believing Before Seeing. It's about manifestation, motivation, how to make your dreams a reality pretty quickly, and tips, tricks, tools that I've used in my life that have worked for me. So that's what the book is on, Believing Before Seeing. You can pre-order now. Super excited about that. We will have a book launch also.
Oh yeah.
And then we have our coming up in September 7th is our 4th annual Women of Achievement event. And this event, we honor female entrepreneurs. They're coming from all over the place. So this year we're going to have it in Phoenix, Arizona. It's the first time we're having it out of California. And again, like I said, everyone's coming from all over the place. You do not have to live in Arizona. You can come from anywhere. We have people come from Oklahoma.
Yeah. All over the place.
One year we had someone come from Australia. So I don't care where you live.
Yeah. We better see you there.
Yeah, like I said, we honor female entrepreneurs. We have a great lineup of guest speakers this year. We have Lavinia. So she founded and sold Equinox gyms. We have, I have a surprise one I'm not going to share yet that nobody knows about.
Gonna have to wait
we
and
have
see, folks.
Miss Teresa Romer. She is a influencer. She is known for having the biggest closet in the world, and she's a lovely lady. She's a social media personality, I would say, and she's just really awesome. She also has a show with Luxe Media as well. She's going to come and speak with us. We have Dr. Kizzy Parks. She does government contracting. She's really great. And then I believe we're having the mayor of Phoenix. She's coming as well. Christy Buss, she has a show with Luxe Media as well, and she's amazing. She's an entrepreneur. She has a great skincare line. I use her cleanser. She's coming to speak too, and she's so lovely. We love Miss Christy. So we have a great lineup of ladies coming. A lot of people are purchasing their tickets. You need to get your tickets now because it will absolutely sell out. And this could be a big event. So we have a large location. We dropped the ticket prices. Yes, it's going to be a big production this year. It's the biggest one we've ever had. We dropped the ticket prices so more people are able to come and experience it and just have a great time. It's going to be females being honored. However, men and males do absolutely attend every year. And last year we had a lot of males.
We did. We had it was a great attendance, I'd say. A great, even more than the year prior. And I mean, just because this is for honoring women, it doesn't mean us men can't be there to honor them as well. So come on, guys. I expect to see you there.
If you're a smart guy, if I was a guy, I would attend female events because then you are rare and the networking is great for you because they flock to you like crazy. So it's always
there
smart.
You go. There's 2 reasons to be there. All right. I expect to see you there, man. I'm going to be looking for you.
We have the best looking best looking group all year. So I don't know why more men would not come, but men do come to this event. So we are not excluding you out.
No, we want everybody.
Absolutely. Is that everything, Chris? Is anything else big like that coming on?
Well, I mean, we talked about the book. We talked about the awesome upcoming event. And I think, obviously we always have more on the horizon.
There's always stuff going on.
That is true.
We have a new edition of the magazine's coming out soon, and we are featuring on the cover Miss Christy Buss.
Yeah.
So that is coming out probably the next 2 weeks. That will be out. If not sooner after
that. And be sure to read.
Yes. So new Luxe Life magazine featuring Miss Christy Buss is on the cover. Just rocking and rolling. So if you want to be on the cover of the magazine, you have to be a female entrepreneur to be on the cover of the magazine, or a featured interview, or if you want to be a contributor in the magazine, or if you want to advertise in the magazine, please do reach out. Also, if you want us to produce your show, and that looks like so many different things, but you do want us to produce your show. If you want your own podcast or vodcast, you've been thinking about it, you've been pondering on it, you've been, all the things except pulling the trigger on it, let us know. What else do? We do the magazine. We do professionally done podcasts. Oh, PR. We also offer PR packages. PR packages are for people who've been in business at least 10 years minimum, and you've never got any exposure. So we give you mass exposure. We get you a bunch of morning shows. We get you a bunch of different magazines. We get you extreme VIP experiences that general public would never know about. We get you one-on-one clientele for what you're looking for. So if you have a product or service, let us know. We may be able to help you there. We do a lot of different things. As long as you want attention and exposure for yourself and your business, we do it.
We're the ones to come to.
We're the ones to come to.
We'll have our contact information down in below.
Yes.
Everything you need to be able to reach out to us, because we're here for you. We want to hear from you. We also want to hear what you guys think about all this. We want to hear some comments. We want to, if you have any questions for us, or you have a whole topic you want us to talk about, you want to hear what Candice and Chris have to say.
I love that. Yeah, please send any business topic you want us to talk about. I would love to talk about it. Nothing business, we got you covered. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. I'm sure we can help.
We're here for you.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching. Thank you, Chris.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Yes, and we will see you all again next week. Bye, everybody.